Hey, my peeps, locking down the truth with Marci Lock. So I have a question for you. Have you guys ever felt fucked over by somebody, and then because of that, you've gone out into the world saying, I learned my lesson, I'm gonna look for and be aware of and watch out for this type of situation, this type of person, etc., so that I don't get fucked over? Most likely. So I'm sitting here feeling just like immense appreciation and gratitude, actively appreciating my former, who the world would have seen as fucked me over, when the truth is that I know that he actually showed up for me as the greatest gift and the greatest way that anyone could have ever shown up for me, because he held a divine contract with me. So let's say, for instance, this is the way that it resonates for me, is that, you know, say for instance in heaven or whatever, in this experience where we're all these beings of light, I was like, I want to know what forgiveness feels like. I want to know what is that? Like, what is it? I want to understand that. And being one of my best buddies up there, he came up to me and he said, you know, Mars, I will choose to take on a darker vibration and experience, and I will show up for you in that way and give you that gift. So how do we go from the place of seeing things for what they really are? And the reason this is kind of coming up is I just got off the phone with my former, and was giving him the opportunity. I'm like, I'm going to be in Vegas, you know, for a week for this big event. You could come that weekend and play with the boys. You know, I'm also going to be taking my oldest to a retreat in Florida for a kids' parents, you know, retreat to spend quality time with him. I'm like, you could come spend time with my other little boy and come out. And he responds to me, he's like, Marci, I just can't come. It's too expensive. I can't. And instantly I'm like, my heart is like, okay, how can I serve? How can I show up? And how can I be in generosity and giving and create what's best for my kids? Now, in the past, and actually, you know, they were just with him this last weekend. Where was I? I was in Texas. And my little one, or my kids, still have certain patterns that show up where their energy goes to fear and their thoughts, and it triggers me, or it doesn't feel awesome. And I'm getting to be authentic with my form of like, well, I notice this still shows up for them, and how could we shift to speaking and focusing on this that gives them support? And so my little ego mind, my human brain, could have been like, well, awesome, I'm so glad, you know, my kids don't get to experience that, because then they won't be in this space, or this won't happen. It's my own shit, my own ego mind, trying to create and hold control, instead of really being the act of what is for the greater good. And this is, there's a whole shifting process that gets to happen where you can choose divorce or any experience in any relationship to be whatever experience you want. And knowing the greater good is, I want my kids to get the time with him, and I want to support him. And I'm like, hey, I want us to be best friends. So there's several lessons in this. I could go anywhere. My point is that by me choosing the experience I want, there's this conscious languaging that even gets to happen, where when we first went through this beautiful growth process, what I got to continually share with him is like, this is what I want. I want us to have an amazing partnership, to be best friends in raising our kids, and be, you know, and what's best for our growth partners, and this and this and this. And this is what I want. I want to continually support you in your schedule, and know that you support me in mine. And then in that pain, these are the levels of mastering your consciousness. He might have gone, well, you blah blah blah, and I'm like, I breathe, and I allow myself to take that in and hear what he's trying to say, and see him through the eyes of love. And then he's this little child in fear, and he's just projecting out what he's afraid of, and him wanting control, and all these things. And I'm like, thank you for letting me see that that's what you thought. This is my intention. This is what I want, and getting to repeat that. And it got a little less and a little less and a little less, until it was, our experience was, okay, we could create this ultimate experience of partners and raising our kids. And the only way you get to this place is you gotta fucking be real with yourself. And that the truth is that taking full ownership and responsibility of, you asked for this, you created it, you attracted this, in every single way you were a part of this experience. Anytime you point the finger and say it was because of them and blame them, you're missing the four fingers pointed back at you and what's there for you to learn. And I had, the reason this is all coming up, I have a couple of some famous couples that I get to coach, and some of the experiences they get to go through, and even some really heavy things that show up in life. And when we go, well, I'm going to stand up for this and this because that's not right. Well, the truth is, then you're just as unconscious, because you're pointing the finger and saying that you believe that's not right, and that the experience should be exactly what you think is right or wrong. And so taking away these stories of what's right or wrong or good or bad or this or that, the truth is the Holocaust happened. And you could point the finger and be like, that was wrong, that was blah, blah, blah. But what good came from it and came up for the world to experience and for us to learn and understand? Same thing with 9/11. Same thing with all things. all things gave us the gift of what was right about it. What did we learn from it? What did it give us? And knowing that if we come from the act of love, or seeing it through the eyes of love and the energy of love, it actually, what we see is the gifts that are in it. So that was just a little piece of feedback. I was feeling so much love and gratitude that I actually get to be, you know, because I've allowed myself to up-level them through all these experiences, and now operating this level of just, you know, worth and joy and abundance, and, you know, what's come through for me, that I can easily go, yeah, hey, I'll pay for that. It's all good. Come out and have the time with the boys. And it's only an energy of love and light and appreciation, seeing it for what it really is. This is Marci Lock. You have the power to choose your best life. Power choice yours. Lock it down.